Hey, everybody, welcome into Faith and Football. My name is Neil, and today's episode is one that I've been talking about, promoting, and just dying to get to. And we finally got there, folks. We are here with my boy Blaise for the mock draft episode that is going to be epic. Blaise, say hi to the people.
Hi, everyone.
Hey, look, Blaise is a very unique individual, to say the least. Not only has he never played fantasy football, has very limited knowledge of football, and he's coming in today, total newbie. He is the epitome of what this channel is made for. He is the reason that I started this channel. Well, not him specifically, but people like Blaise. So people who want to step out in faith, who want to step out into a new area and explore what else is out there beyond their typical interest, broadening his horizons. Blaise, so proud of you, so happy to have you on the show. I appreciate you making time for us, buddy.
Oh yeah, glad to be on the show. Also, do not mind being called the noob because I definitely just started looking at people's names in football, and yeah, I don't really know anyone, but we're gonna figure this out.
Hey, and that's what this show is about. That's what this episode right here specifically is for. It's to get us used to what's going on. And we're not doing a full mock draft today. We're only going to be doing about the first 10 rounds. Typically, you have 15 rounds in a mock draft. We're only going to be limiting it to 10 so you can kind of make your base and get that foundation set. Now, speaking of foundation, everybody knows who's tuned in before. And if you're new to the show, hi, welcome in. I appreciate you watching. But the foundation of this show, above all, is Jesus Christ. So I try to blend scripture with fantasy football. And a lot of people look at me. Matter of fact, I had a guy not too long ago just kind of look at me a little side-eyed and go, really? Yes, really. When you break it down, Jesus Christ was the first fantasy footballer. He got 12 guys together from different walks of life with different personalities for one goal in one mindset and to accomplish a feat that nobody else had done before, and that was change the world. So, not saying that we're going to change the world with this fantasy football channel here, but we might change somebody's world, and that's what we're really here for. We're here to support others. We're here to, encourage others in their walk with Christ. And hey, if you can have a little fun playing fantasy football in the process, all the more power to you. Today's scripture comes from 1 Samuel chapter 16, verse 7. The NLT, it reads like this. But the Lord said to Samuel, don't judge by his appearance or height, for I have rejected him. The Lord doesn't see things the way you see them. People judge by the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. Now, people might look at Blaise and go, he's got no business playing. He knows absolutely nothing. It's a waste of time. Go play your Dungeons and Dragons, your Minecraft, Minesweeper, whatever y'all play now. Go do some of that stuff. Leave fantasy football to the guys who actually, give a dang about football. Now, I will tell you this, is that fantasy football has grown from people like Blaise, who have a very analytical mind, who think along the ways of very numerology based or mathematically based. That's where all of our stats come from. If it wasn't for the stats and people like Blaise coming up with these formulas, we wouldn't have fantasy football. So everybody say thank you to people like Blaise. So
Yes,
I
thank you.
hope that gives you a little encouragement moving forward.
Absolutely.
So guys, I want you to remember a couple of things as we walk through this mock draft. Mary, the mother of Jesus, and Elizabeth, the mother of John the Baptist. One was considered too young. One was considered too old. Some people consider others less experienced, some less worthy. Let me remind you, Jesus is the only one that matters when it comes to judging others. He's the one that's going to judge at the end. He's the one that's going to that has already determined your worth. He's already got a plan set for you. Now, I tell people going into mock drafts that you better have a plan B, C, D, and E. Here's the thing. Whatever your plan for your life is, you might have fallen back to your plan F, your plan G. But your plan F and your plan G, let me tell you, that was Jesus's plan A for your life. He knew you were going to make the mistakes that you made. He knew you were going to go down the road that you went down. He knew that you were going to make the friends that you made, the wrong ones and the right ones. He already knew all that. He still loves you. He still went to the cross to die for you. He still is offering salvation for you, regardless of any mistakes that you've made. When we do mock drafts, we do it to work out the kinks. We do it to work out all the issues that we're going to have when the real draft comes. Well, let me tell you guys, when you're living your life, there is no do-over. You don't get a second chance. You don't get to hit the reset button. Okay? So when you're making mistakes, when you're making these dumb decisions that get us into trouble, trust me, I've made my share. Blaise can attest to that. He works with me. Okay? He knows that I've made mistakes. He knows that I've gone down the wrong path. But I still keep moving forward. I still keep pushing forward. Now, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I back up and I get angry and get upset, but eventually I come out of it. Now, Blaise is no stranger to his choices and his decisions that he's made in his life. He is no stranger to making monumental, life-changing decisions. He left Louisiana, went to Colorado. He's come back. Glad to have him back. Love having him here. He's an awesome guy and an awesome coworker. I love being around him. He's just got a really good energy about him. So, Blaise, thank you for coming back. I appreciate you greatly. And don't forget, I might have mentioned this once or twice, but Blaise is actually planning a wedding. So congratulations for taking the plunge into marriage. And we're all praying for you, buddy.
Yeah, yeah. Thoughts and prayers, please come my way. It's been a long time coming. But yeah, it's coming together now. We're about 2 months away. We're getting married.
Awesome. So real quick, the wedding day. It's not on what day is it on?
It is November 1st.
And what day of the week is that?
Friday.
Okay, good. So you don't have to worry about fantasy football getting in the way.
Yeah. I won't be in the back trying to get on my trade.
Exactly. So remember to set your lineup early for your Sunday games. Just letting you know, it is a thing. It pops up. Okay. So,
Okay.
guys, as we get into this mock draft, we're going to walk you through. We've already kind of set up the screen a little bit. Let's go ahead and share that to everybody so we can see. So here is the sleeper mock draft screen. You see that I am already on 10. Blaise, if you'd like to go ahead and select the third spot.
I'm connecting. So I don't see you. I just have to click. Well, my thing says it's 12-team PPR snake.
Right.
Huh. I clicked the little claim, but I'm not sure what else I might need to do because I don't see you in here.
Let me get you in. Okay. So I just sent you a link to the room.
Do you think you could send it in the in our sleeper chat?
Sure. Okay, there we go.
Let's see.
So guys, as we're looking at this, we see a 12 team, and Blaise said it earlier, a snake draft, which means that we're going 1 to 12 and then 12 back to 1.
Now I'm definitely in the right draft, but I can't seem to join, like, pick a team.
So let's see. So
Hmm.
you see my team up at the top, right?
Yeah, I can see your team.
Okay.
Actually.
Okay, I got
Yeah, like I can see you move back and forth. I just it's not the do you
now
think it could be up because I'm on the computer?
well, you're doing this on your phone? Or are you
No,
doing
Zoom.
no, you're doing it on the computer, that's right. I tell you what, real quick, reduce, minimize, or get out of this screen, go to the sleeper chat, the sleeper app, and pick your team from there.
All right, yeah. That'll be fine. Join draft.
There we go.
All right, cool.
Okay, now we got Blazer. We're all set. Okay, so down here at the bottom, you see all of the players. Now, when you see it under all, and Blaze, are you able to come back onto the Zoom?
Yes, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, just
good.
I'll have to swap to pick, that's all.
Gotcha. Okay. Now, I do want to let everybody know that this is the first time ever on my show that I've ever done a Zoom call while doing a mock draft. So this is a learning experience for all of us. So bear with us. It kind of goes right along with the basis of the show that you know, it's a learning process as is following the Lord, that you're gonna get some bumps in the road, but we're gonna work through them. So if you see my arrow right down here where it's on all, so
Yeah.
that's all of the players and it's in their PPR. Okay. So, or
Player
I'm sorry,
rank, yeah.
their ADP. Their ADP, average draft position. This is what they're coming on this platform. Now, if you're not using Sleeper, you're using ESPN or Yahoo or whatever the platform that you're using. Remember that you want to do your mock drafts off of the platform that you're drafting on, because the ADPs are going to vary depending upon the platform that you're using. So if you click here where it says QB, it's going to show you all of the QBs listed from highest to lowest at their ADP. Now, this is a tool, not the gospel. And Blaze has heard me say this at work as well as here. This is a guide, not the gospel. Okay. So we need to take the ADPs as a guide as you're doing your mock draft of people who are coming up. And for someone who's new like Blaze, this can kind of be one of those traps and something that I want him to try to avoid during a draft or our live draft. While it's information and it's helpful to look at the ADPs, you want to look at the build of your team. And we're going to get into that as soon as I start the draft. So the AI is going to be taking care of drafting all of the other teams that Blaze and I are not controlling. So it can kind of get a little wonky at times. And that's why you want to do multiple mock drafts from multiple positions, because unless you're the returning champion in our league, or you have a league that pre-assigns draft positions, you're not going to know where you're drafting from. So it's going to kind of be hard to do one from one specific spot. Now we're doing one from the 3rd and the 10th today so that Blaze can show you what it looks like to do a 0 RB build, which means that he's going to be going after a wide receivers for the first few rounds, while I'm going to be concentrating on doing a hero RB, which means that I'm going to be selecting in the first round one of the top flight running backs, possibly even the second round, depending upon how things fall. So, Blaze, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. So McCaffrey, CeeDee Lamb, first off the board. This is basically following ADP right here. These are going to be the guys who are going off the board first. Now, we've got 5 minutes per pick. We're not going to have to take it all, but it kind of gives us a chance to do a little analyzation. And like I said, Blaze, you're going to be doing a 0 RB build. Now, with CeeDee Lamb, yes, taking Tyreek, outstanding pick there. That is what you're looking for. Now, unfortunately, Bijan and Breece Hall both gone before the 10th. So my next pick would typically be Jahmyr Gibbs. Now, Jahmyr Gibbs is currently dealing with a little soft tissue injury that is recent. Now, it's not, the reports is that's not going to affect his availability for the first part of the season. I will tell you right now, it is something that you want to keep an eye on. So I'm going to go ahead and select Jahmyr Gibbs at this spot. Now, some people would take Jonathan Taylor, maybe Saquon, maybe Kyron Williams. That's where the tier stops for me. These first 3 running backs off the board, Christian McCaffrey, Breece Hall, Bijan Robinson, those are the top 3. Then there's a tier break. And I've talked about it before, and I believe I brought it up to Blaze. You remember me telling you about tier-based drafting?
Yeah, yeah. Actually, I've made some notes on people. My 6 runner backs are literally, or my top 3 are your top 3 as well. So that kind of worked out.
So let me go ahead and select Jahmyr Gibbs here, and let's see how everything else falls. So Saquon, Puka Nacua, Jonathan Taylor, and Garrett Wilson. Now, Puka Nacua is dealing with a knee injury, which is making him fall in some drafts. So that's something to keep an eye on. And if anybody is letting him slide past probably the halfway through the second round, I would definitely call that a value pick if he falls that far. A lot of people are, all the reports coming through from Rams camp, through the beat reporters, is saying that the offense is running through Cooper Kupp. So we're going to see where Cooper falls in our draft here. So let me see. So we got Kyron Williams and Travis Etienne. Now I'm going to switch over here to wide receiver and see who else I have. Now, Marvin Harrison Jr., the sensational rookie wide receiver for Arizona. He is the highest drafted rookie ever in fantasy football. This is the highest ADP for a rookie that has ever been. When you're picking somebody at this high, he has got to pay off. If we count down the wide receivers that have been taken so far, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That means that if I take him here with the third pick in the second round, he would be the 9th wide receiver off the board. Now, what that translates into for your fantasy league, it means that in order for him to be a good pick here, he's got to finish wide receiver 9 or better. If you pick him at a wide receiver 9 and he finishes at wide receiver 9, you pretty much broke even. But if he does everything that everyone is expecting him to do, he could finish a little higher, which would be a bonus for you. That would mean that this Justin Jefferson pick, which right now I'm not in on Justin Jefferson. I don't think that he should be taken, was it 6 overall or 6 wide receiver off the board. The JJ McCarthy, the rookie quarterback that the Vikings have, is having exploratory knee surgery to repair a meniscus that just happened yesterday. And that means that Sam Darnold is going to be his quarterback for the year. Now, anybody who's followed football, and I'm bringing this up so Blaise can know, Sam Darnold is horrible. Sam Darnold is a journeyman. He's not somebody that you want to depend on for the best wide receiver in football. I believe Justin Jefferson is very talented, is the best receiver in football. However, he can't throw the ball and catch it at the same time. So this is when you come down to a wide receiver and you're trying to make that decision about who to pick. Like if I was team 7 and I'm making that distinction, okay, should I take Amon-Ra St. Brown or should I take Justin Jefferson? I look at the quarterback. Who's the quarterback? How is the play there? That's going to break my tie. So what I'm going to do here, I'm actually going to double up on running backs because I think that the wide receiver is deep enough to where I can go ahead and take care of that. Now, I'm not going to select Kyren Williams. Well, actually, I'll tell you what. For the purposes of this, I'll go ahead and stay with ADP and take Kyren Williams here. So Marvin Harrison next off the board, Olave, Devontae Adams, Drake London, and then Josh Allen. Josh Allen is the best quarterback in fantasy football. However, taking him at that pick, this is what you're missing out on. You're missing out on Nico Collins as a wide receiver. You're missing out on Mike Evans, running back. You're missing out on Devon Achane, Travis Etienne, Derrick Henry, Isaiah Pacheco, all of those guys that could have been taken with that pick. He could fall to the 3rd round. So do you really want to bypass that and then take whatever's left for the 3rd at those positions? Now, this is what we call a onesie. A onesie position is your quarterback or your tight end. These are difference makers when it comes to fantasy football. So Devontae Smith. Now, why? Now, real quick, before you make your next pick.
Yeah.
Why Devontae Smith? What made you pick Devontae Smith?
Truly, I just had him marked down as someone good. I don't remember what about him, but he's in my list for my top 10 wide receivers. So I was just trying to double up because the quarterback I want, Anthony Richardson, I want with Tyreek Hill. I wasn't really feeling like I should get him, so I was trying to get another top 10 right now.
Okay. Now, Devontae Smith probably would have fallen a little farther in the draft.
Okay.
He's not really a 2nd round guy. So
okay,
this is where ADP comes in. Is when you look down here, like guys like Jalen Waddle, Michael Pittman, Malik Neighbors, those guys are going around the same time as Devontae Smith, which is 3rd, maybe 4th round. So what you could now, you're on what's called a short term. That means that you have a very short time between picks. You've only got 4 picks ahead of you. Now,
yeah,
both of the teams before you already took their tight ends. So we don't have to worry. They don't have to worry about picking a tight end now. They can concentrate on other positions.
Oh, so I should be trying to get a higher like tight end, not worry about the quarterback.
No, what should be happening here, and you really, if it falls that you can get one of the top 5 or 6 tight ends, great. Those are difference makers. Those are guys that when you go up against other players, you're going to have a distinct advantage with that pick. So you're going to have a distinct advantage with Sam Laporta. You're going to have a distinct advantage with Travis Kelce, with Trey McBride from Arizona. Those guys, and Mark Andrews, George Kittle, those guys in the tight end position, let me highlight this real quick. So Trey McBride, Mark Andrews, Dalton Kincaid, Kyle Pitts, and George Kittle. Those are all guys who are top tier tight ends. Getting one of those guys in the first, say, 5 rounds, because that's usually where they're gone by then. That is pivotal to putting together a dominant fantasy football team.
So
go ahead.
Right now, about to lock in Travis. I can't say his last name, but the runner back.
Etienne. Okay,
yeah, I think lock him in.
Remember, you're going for. We're showing people how to do a 0 RB build and what's going to happen. I want you to learn what's going to happen doing a 0 RB build in case that's the route that you want to take, because remember, you don't know where you're building from. Okay, now I'm gonna, let's see, can I pause? Okay, so I'm gonna pause the draft here for a second because Anthony Richardson, way too early. So this is the fun part about let's go ahead and remove these guys. This is the fun part about doing a mock draft, is that if you make a mistake, you can just back up and go.
All right, that's fair. Because yeah, I figured he was early. He's like ranked
Right.
58 or
Now,
something. That was the only other name I could think of
right.
with like a minute left.
And see, this is one of the things that not just newbies have an issue with, is a problem that a lot of fantasy football players have a problem with. I call it name recognition. It's guys that you recognize the name and you have a certain bias again with that name, that, hey, I know that that guy is really good and I want him. Here's the problem, is that if you go in and that's all you know, then you're missing guys who can be a very, very strong fantasy asset for you. So you're going to click over to wide receiver. Now, Devontae Smith in the second round, kind of what we call a reach. You could probably have gotten him in the fourth. I'm not going to back up that far because he's a good receiver. I like his environment around him in Philadelphia is top notch. They're going to be scoring a lot of points. It's going to be great. And I'm hoping that it'll work out to where we can get a stack for you early. So right now, let's go ahead, let's take Nico Collins.
Okay.
Okay, for your next one. Let me unpause this.
Yeah.
Okay,
So it's like
so go ahead and take, yeah. Now we see Mahomes off the board as another quarterback. That's the next guy typically off the board, is Patrick Mahomes. Okay. Now we see Travis Etienne, Mike Evans, Derrick Henry, Isaiah Pacheco, and Michael Pittman. Now, team 9 right here, I like the team. They're going with a hero RB build here. Okay. They went ahead, they're taking a chance from Marvin Harrison, but I know that if you don't take him at this spot, you're not going to get him. He's not going to come back around in the third, at least not that deep in the third. Okay. So my next pick for wide receiver, I don't want anything to do with Stephon Diggs. I think that he is washed. I think that he doesn't have any kind of chemistry with CJ Stroud in Houston. Nico Collins, the guy you just picked, has an extremely strong bond with CJ Stroud in Texas. He was off the chain last year. He finally had a breakout year. He is poised to make a even bigger step this year. Another year with CJ Stroud, more familiarity. So very strong running back or wide receiver core that you have right now on your team, Blaise.
all right.
So for me, I don't have to worry about running back now because I've got 2 of the premier guys in fantasy football in the second tier. So I'm good bypassing wide receiver for the time being. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down here and I'm on the short term. Deebo Samuel, too much volatility for me. I understand people that want to take him, that want that run and pass, like they manufacture touches for Deebo. And Brandon Ayuk may or may not be in San Francisco come beginning of the year. So I'm going to go ahead and take Jalen Waddle, the second wide receiver in Miami. Now we see Jalen Hurts and Lamar Jackson. Now this is very important that you look at, Blaise, because Jalen Hurts could have been one of your stack options
Yeah.
because you had Devontae Smith.
Yep.
Okay. But now that's gone. So this is what I'm saying about when you're doing your draft, you have to be able to be flexible. You have what they call being fluid. In my episode that I did, the 10 things you need to know before you draft, this was one of the things, is be fluid in the draft. Now, my next pick, I need to beef up on wide receivers. They're going to be disappearing quickly, and we're starting to enter what is called the dead zone for running backs. Okay. Now, down the bottom here, I went ahead and switched it up to where you can see my roster.
Yeah, I was trying to fill up my, oh, I see that. Maybe it's the roster. Ah. Is this how I can fill something? No, no, no. So that just fills up as you
Right.
as you lock it. Cool.
So I'm going to go ahead. I'm taking a shot on a rookie who is walking into a position that is absolutely phenomenal. He's going to be the #1 wide receiver for an offense that's going to need to throw the ball. Malik Neighbors with the Giants. I'm going to go ahead and select him. Now, Daniel Jones is pretty much on his last leg in New York, and Malik Neighbors is the best wide receiver that he has had since he's been there, even though he's a rookie. Now, those of us here in Louisiana, we know all about Malik Neighbors because he's formerly of LSU. He was the guy for Jaden Daniels in LSU. Absolutely phenomenal athlete, great route runner. Is him and Marvin Harrison Jr., who went in the second round. A lot of people in the draft had them flip-flopped to where a lot of people thought that Malik Neighbors was the #1 wide receiver coming out of college this year. So getting him in the 4th round, as opposed to having to pay a second round price, is a great value. So go ahead.
Would you get CJ, just lock in that pack right there? I'm starting to feel a little tight on QBs.
Right. Now, this is what I want you to look at. You are correct in your assumption. And CJ Stroud, you got CJ Stroud, Anthony Richardson, Joe Burrow as your next 3. Okay.
Right.
So this is what we call reading the board. So if you look at your draft board, you see that you got 1, 2, 3, 4 quarterbacks gone behind you. Here's what you got to worry about is the 4-11, the 4-12, the 5-1, and the 5-2. The next 4 picks tell your next pick.
Yeah.
Now, I follow the fantasy footballers, and they have a saying, play stupid games, win stupid prizes when they're doing their mock draft. And that's in reference to if you want to chance it and pick someone else of value at this spot, go right ahead, but you're running the risk of him not being there. So look at the guys who are on the board right now. James Cook, Alvin Kamara, Ken Walker. Good running backs, but nobody that I'm going to want over CJ Stroud. Wide receiver, DK Metcalf, Zay Flowers, George Pickens, T. Higgins, Amari Cooper. These are all 5th, maybe 6th round guys. So I'm perfectly fine taking CJ Stroud now and then seeing what falls back to me in 4 picks. So go ahead and take Stroud. Now, this is what happens when you lock in an early stack. Now, if you see me, the reason I took Jalen Waddle here is because my target is going to be Tua Tagovailoa, the quarterback from Miami. So that is my target later on in the draft to get a stack with Jalen Waddle. Now, not only will I get Tua Tagovailoa as a stack for Jalen Waddle, but I'll also have the quarterback for Tyreek Hill, who is your #1 wide receiver.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. Because Tua goes a lot later than CJ Stroud, if you choose to have gone with your first running back off the board here, and one of these players picks CJ Stroud, you could have skipped all the way down and taken Tua later, all you would have had to do is wait to see what I was doing and try to take him before I did.
Okay. Yeah, I think we're starting to enter the realm of I don't really know all these people as well, is kind of where I'm at. Like, I was good for the first 2 rounds, but after that, like, all the top guys are gone. It's a little bit shooting in the dark.
Right. And this is the thing, is that the top guys are great. The top guys are difference makers. But what makes your team, what makes a champion, is what you do in the middle rounds.
Right, that makes sense. So
So go ahead.
being a noob, I'm gonna say I'm just gonna take Mark Andrews here. Gives me a tight end, and he's the highest ranked guy at least. But it's literally my only thought process in doing that is I know I need one.
Now, here's the thing, is that yes, you can take Mark Andrews. The other option would have been to take Dalton Kincaid, who just went off the board.
Yeah, I see him.
Now, this is one of those things where Mark Andrews, not a bad pick. I like it. You locked up your onesie positions in back-to-back picks. So now you don't have to worry about it, and you can just concentrate on getting a couple of good running backs of whatever's left on the board. Okay.
Right.
Now, let me take a look at running backs real quick. Now, if you'd have taken if you had risked it and not taken CJ Stroud, okay, I would have targeted James Cook, who was taken by Team 1 into the 4th round. The reason being is because the philosophy in Buffalo has changed. They're no longer a gun and just throw the ball deep to Stephon Diggs. They got rid of Gabe Davis. They got rid of Stephon Diggs. And toward the end of the year, the new philosophy by the new offensive coordinator shifted from passing to a running game. So James Cook, much more productive in this new offensive scheme than he was previously. So James Cook would be somebody that you want to target if you're doing a 0 RB build. Alvin Kamara, another one, okay, who was taken same team. Now, Team 1, that build is just ridiculously dumb. It just is. He's got 4 running backs, 1 tight end, no wide receivers, and the pool is drying up quick. This is what going against the AI does. This is something that you want to make sure that you're aware of it, and you're not carrying that into your draft with you. Same thing with Team 2. They've got 4 wide receivers and a tight end. There's no quarterback, there's no running back. Now, I sit here with a hero RB build. I'm balanced right now because I've got 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers. So my next pick, I'm looking to see, again, what wide receivers are here and what tight ends are left. I got Kyle Pitts, George Kittle, and then there's a big, Evan Ingram I'll include in that tier, but then there's a big break because Brock Bowers is a rookie, is an unknown commodity, and you're not really sure what you're getting there. David Njoku, awesome last year. Absolutely phenomenal into his season. The only problem is that was with Joe Flacco, who is no longer with Cleveland. He is now the backup for the Indianapolis Colts. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to play stupid games and win stupid prizes because Blaise didn't. So maybe we'll see if my stupid game will pay off into a good prize or a bad prize. So I'm going to bypass getting a tight end at this point in time. And if I look at my board, there's no tight end for either one of these teams. So I'm running the risk of losing out on one, if not all 3, or at least 2 of my targets. Now, I've got 3 different targets.